Hi friends, and welcome back to You Can Yoga Too. Today we're going to be doing a flow with no inversions, which means no going upside down, no going with the head down below your center line. So this is for if you have glaucoma, if you have high blood pressure, even if you get headaches, anything where it doesn't feel good to go upside down. That doesn't mean that you can't do yoga. That just means you got to do something a little different. So let's try it out. We're going to start today in our bound angle pose, also commonly known as butterfly pose. So bringing the bottoms of the feet together, letting the knees open up wide. Remember, you can always put a blanket under your seat. You could also put blocks or pillows under your knees if this doesn't feel awesome. And remember, the closer you bring your heels in towards your groin, the more challenging it's going to be. So you can start with a big diamond shape, just getting comfortable. I like to hold on to my ankles to give them a little more support, but you can hold on anywhere on the legs or the feet. Pulling the belly in gently, sitting up nice and tall. Go ahead and just soften the eyes here for a second. And our mantra for today is, I am exactly where I need to be. So as we breathe and move through our practice and you're checking in with your body and your mind and your breath, you can say it out loud, you can say it in your head. I am exactly where I need to be. And then softly open the eyes, and we're going to start with a little twist. So we're going to bring the right hand behind the body, bring the left hand over to the right knee. Inhale to sit up nice and tall, and then exhale, do a little twist. So pressing through those right fingertips to keep tall. You can even bring the hand to the outside of the knee if you like. Warming up the spine, nice big breaths. And then exhale, unwind, and we'll go right away to the other side. So right hand comes to left knee, left hand comes behind. We sit up tall, and then we twist. And again, you don't have to go this far. You can also hold on to the leg here. Just trying to get that spine moving around. And then exhale back to center. And we're gonna come around to kneeling in a little toe squat. So this doesn't feel awesome at first, I'm not gonna lie to you. I have to adjust my pinky toes so they don't get all squinched up. So we're going to tuck those toes under and sit back on the heels. And anytime this becomes too much, you can take a little break, lift it up, and then try to come right back down, because your feet will be so happy. After this, you'll get those energy channels flowing and they'll be nice and stretched out. So now we're going to move our arms around to distract from how awkward your feet feel, okay? So we're going to lift the arms up. On the inhale, you're going to pull the elbows back, reach through your heart, and then exhale, we're gonna round the spine, bring it together. So inhale, open. This is kind of like a cat-cow, but just from a different position. Exhaling, bringing the elbows together. Do this a couple more times with your breath. I am exactly where I need to be. Open it up, shine your heart out. Exhale, fold it in. Let's do one more. Inhale to open it up. And exhale, bring it back. Woof. And then come forward onto the fingertips. Kick those feet out. Release that. Feels so good. And now we're going to come to a high kneeling position. Remember to add that padding under your knees if needed. We're going to do a little back bend here. So bringing the hands to the small of the back. You might want to bring the fingers out to the side or use little fists if this doesn't feel good on the wrists. So I'm gonna use fists. I'm gonna squeeze my elbows toward each other like they love each other, like they're trying to kiss, right? And then I'm gonna start to bring my hips gently forward and then bend from the upper back, reaching the chest forward, squeeze into the glutes and lean back. So you're using your hands for support. You're pressing in and down with the hands, reaching the chest forward. like there's a little string pulling your chest up toward the ceiling. One more big breath, and then we're gonna come up all together. So I'm gonna keep my right hand where it is. I'm gonna take my left hand to my chest and then come up all in one nice big piece. Perfect. And then we're gonna come to our tabletop pose. So again, you can pad up those knees, you can pad up the wrists, whatever you need to do. We're gonna take a big breath here, and then we're gonna pull that left foot forward, coming into a low lunge position. So keeping those fingertips on the floor. If you need a little more room for your body, you can put your hands on blocks, because make sure you're still able to shine that heart forward. We want to give that love. And then we're going to plant this right hand. We're going to bring the left hand to the left thigh. We're going to take another twist. So we're going to press into that thigh to open the chest and then reach that left hand up. This is our simple twist. 3 breaths here. Reaching through those left fingertips. One more big inhale in, and then exhale, bring it back down. Bring the left knee back to meet the right. Roll it back up, and we're gonna take our back bend. So bring the hands to the back, pressing down, reach the chest forward. Big breath here. And then leave the right hand where it is. Bring the left hand to the chest. Come back up, all in one big piece. And we're gonna do that on the other side. So bringing the hands down to the floor, fingertips, or bring the hands to the blocks. Then we're gonna bring that right foot forward into our low lunge. From here, we plant the left hand, bring the right hand to the right thigh, press it open, and then add that hand, reaching up. Nice big inhales and exhales in our twists. You can look up at that right hand if it feels okay on your neck, or you can look right at me, or you can look at the floor. And then exhale. We're gonna bring that right hand down, bring the right knee back to meet the left knee. And then last time, we're gonna take our little camel pose variation, our little back bend. So bringing the hands to the low back, pressing in and down, and then start to lean back. Keep breathing. Remember, if you don't do anything but breathe this whole practice, you did it perfectly. I am exactly where I need to be. Squeezing the shoulder blades together, and then we bring the hand to the chest, come back up. And then from here, we exhale back. And then we're gonna tuck the toes, walk the feet forward, and slowly, keeping the head up, come up to our mountain pose. Beautiful job. Bringing that energy up through the feet, up through the thighs, through the belly, through the torso. Energy comes to the shoulders, which come back and down. Nice strong legs, hands shine forward. Big strong mountain pose here. Take a big breath, feeling the strength in your body. And then we're gonna come into our chair pose. So I'm gonna bring my hands to my heart. We're gonna shift the hips back and down. So that's the tricky part of chair. Some people get the down and some people get the back. It's hard to get the back and down. Just takes practice. So as you reach the hips back, see if you can lift the toes. Breathing here. Pressing your hands toward each other. Nice and strong. And then drop the hands. Inhale, lift it up. Nice little break here. And then exhale, bring the hands together. We're going to come back into that chair pose. And then we're going to link the breath and movement a little bit here. We're going to reach the arms forward. Big inhale. Exhale, reach it back. Inhale forward, exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back. Awesome job. Inhale, woo, bring it up. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Hands come by the sides in our mountain pose. So for the next portion of the class, we're gonna move over to the wall. The wall is gonna be our best prop, my personal favorite. So make yourself comfortable in a way that you have some wall space. Okay, so from our mountain pose, we're gonna turn and face the wall. I usually just have the wall somewhere in all of my practices because I love using it, but this time I had to move and make a few adjustments. So if you have to do that too, it's no big deal. So we're gonna turn and face the wall. Make sure you can comfortably have your hands on it. So you decide how far away you need to be. Getting your feet under you, we're gonna keep the left foot exactly where it is, and we're gonna step the right foot back for our pyramid pose. So a lot of times in our yoga classes, you'll see a pyramid pose like this. Since we're using no inversions today, we're gonna use our wall so we can still activate those arm muscles, activate those leg muscles, and get that nice big stretch. So step that right foot back as far as you need to. Press into the ball of the left foot like you're hitting the gas pedal, like you're going for a drive. Really press down, and then press through the back heel of this right foot. And then use those arm muscles to press into the wall. And then you're gonna wanna gently look down. See if you can get your ears between your arms. But if you can't, don't worry about it. Press into both legs and gently pull the belly in. That left hip is gonna wanna keep trying to pop forward. You can even just use that thumb to pull it back and keep those hips nice and square. Pressing into the wall, nice long spine. And then we're just gonna step that left foot back by the right foot, and then we're gonna try to make a little L shape. So we're gonna stick that butt back, walk the hands down to the midline of your body, press back, bend the knees as needed, pressing into the wall for our modified fold. Couple breaths here. Try not to hold tension in the neck. And then our inhale, we're gonna come up. And then we're gonna bring that right foot forward, left foot back for our pyramid pose on the other side. So adjust your feet as needed. Pull that right hip back. Press into the ball of the right foot. Press into the wall nice and strong. And press through that back heel. I realized I just said press like 10 times in a row, but that's okay. Guess I'm just trying to get my point across. So reaching and stretching, pressing into both feet, pressing into the wall, relaxing the neck. Awesome job. And then we'll bring the feet back together. Once more, feet about hip distance apart, pressing the booty back, creating that L shape. And remember, your body isn't made up of perfect symmetrical right angles and whatnot, so don't stress about that. Just seeing how it feels in your body. Nice. And then from here, we're gonna do a little warrior 3. So, bringing the hands down just a little bit more, we're gonna start to lift up through the left foot. So bringing the weight into the right foot. I know you can't see my whole foot, but that's okay. Pulling the belly in gently to support the low back. Flex the foot and kick through that back heel. Pressing into the wall. Stretch it nice and long. One more inhale up. And then exhale, bring it back down to center. And then we're gonna go to the other side. So pressing into the wall, pressing through the hips. Shift the weight into the left foot. Inhale, reach that right foot up and back. And you want to make sure that those right toes are pointed straight down. We don't want the hip to open up to the side. We want the hip facing the floor. So if your toes are down, then it's going the right way. I know this is challenging. One more inhale breath to lift that right leg up. And then exhale, bring it down. Perfect. Now we're going to come forward a little bit, bring the hands up a little bit higher. We're gonna work on upper body strength a little bit. So we're gonna do some push-ups at the wall. So it looks just like you do a push-up on the floor, we just change the perspective a little bit. So from here, we're gonna take a big inhale. We're gonna squeeze the glutes. We're gonna pull the belly in just like we would in a plank on the floor. And on our inhale, we bend the elbows, and on the exhale, press back. So you adjust this as needed for your strength level. You can come up on the toes if you want a little bit more. You can walk the hands up a little bit if that feels better. We're just trying to get a little heat in the upper body. So we want the body to still be in a plank pose. So again, you're moving with your breath. So you might just do 2 of these. You might do 10 in this allotted time. You're just inhaling toward the wall and exhaling, pressing away from the wall. Keeping that nice, solid plank. And then we'll bring the hands by the sides. We're gonna turn, and now we're gonna use the wall as a little bit of support as we come into our balance. So we're gonna shift the weight into that left leg, and then we're gonna bring that right foot in. You might wanna keep the toes on the floor, or you can bring them anywhere above or below the knee for our tree pose. So I'm gonna keep it right here on my outer calf, pressing the foot into the leg into the foot. We're getting that external hip rotation, and just like there's a string coming out of the top of your head. And you can always pull the hand away from the wall if you'd like, or you can leave it there as you train your balance a little bit better. Maintaining that breath, maintaining that focus. You are so awesome. Nice job. And then we're gonna keep that leg right where it is. I'm gonna bring my hand to the wall again, and we're gonna take a little standing pigeon. So we're gonna bring that right ankle to the top of the left thigh, bend into that leg. Beautiful. Keeping this hip open. So again, shift the weight back into your heel, just like you did with your chair pose. And I like to put my right hand on my right thigh to open it up a little bit more. Keep this foot flexed to protect that knee. Couple of breaths here. Nice hip opener, but also strengthening that standing leg. One more breath. And we'll bring it back up to our mountain pose. And we're gonna do one more set of those wall push-ups. So get those hands on the wall, and then whatever variation you'd like. Remember, we inhale, and then we use our exhale to press that wall away. Inhale here, exhale, press. And again, you can play with this. Walk the feet back a little. See how that feels. Maybe come up on the toes. See how that feels. But we wanna keep the body in that nice long line, just as if we were doing a little push-up on the floor. Creating some heat in the upper body. And plus, I'm just one of those weirdos that loves push-ups because they're so good for you in so many ways, especially if you're short on time. They work a lot of things at once. All right, and do one more. And then we're gonna do that sequence on the second side. So turning to the side, now we're gonna shift the weight into the right leg for our tree pose. So you can keep the toes on the floor, or you can bring that foot anywhere above or below the knee. And then you can hold onto the wall, or you can play with taking the hands away from the wall. Focusing on your breathing. For our tree pose. And remember, if you fall out of it, don't worry about it. Just take a breath and bring it back. And you have your trusty wall there too, so you might want to go a little bit further without fear that you're going to fall over. And then we'll bring that left foot down, give it a little shimmy shake, bend into that right leg this time. I'm going to hold on to the wall, and then we're going to bring that left ankle to the top of the right thigh, push the weight back, flex into the left foot, opening up for our standing pigeon pose. And again, of course, if you need a little more, whoop, I don't think I can do this and talk. Balancing and talking at the same time, do not recommend. Keep breathing, keeping the eyes up, getting into that hip. Nice strong right leg. One more big breath in. I'm going to take my wall to come out of it nice and gracefully. Perfect. Awesome job. Then we're going to turn toward the wall once more. I'm going to take my feet about as wide as the mat. And then we're going to turn the toes out to the sides, coming into our malasana or our yogi squat. So one of the great things about using the wall for this is it's easier to control how far you go down. So we're going to start to walk the hands down the wall, keeping the knees open, and just go down as far as your hips are comfortable with. Okay, so you can stop here, you can stop here, you can stop down here. So wherever you'd like. You can keep your hands on the floor or take them away. So many options. You know why? Because this is all about you and your body and what feels good. There's no two exactly alike. And then one of my favorite very graceful yoga moves, we're going to take the boop back onto the seat. Sitting up nice and tall. And from here, you can come into Shavasana for a few minutes. You can take a seated meditation, but always take a few quiet moments with your breath at the end of your asana, so your body can integrate all that stuff that you just did, and so that your breath can calm down, and so you can really get the most out of this yoga practice. So I'm going to end seated, reminding you that I am here for you. You can always contact me at youcanyoga2@gmail.com. We can practice together live or via Zoom. This class was actually something that was asked for by one of my students, and I'm so happy to help in any way that I can. So make sure to let me know if you like this video or what kind of videos your body, your mind, and your spirit are needing today. So go with gratitude and lead with love, my dear yogis, and have a beautiful day.